This is a map that shows China and its neighborhood. And in these set of clips and political cartoons, it's going to examine 3 of China's close neighbors in which they have interesting relationships with. The first is going to be right here, which is Hong Kong, which is a little peninsula that is attached to China. The second one is Taiwan, which is this island right here. And then the last one is North Korea, which of course is the country that borders China on the Korean peninsula. Hong Kong became a colony of the British Empire after the Qing Empire ceded Hong Kong Island at the end of the First Opium War in 1842. The whole territory was returned to China from Great Britain in 1997. As a special administrative region, Hong Kong maintains separate governing and economic systems from that of mainland China under a principle of one country, two systems. Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China is a metropolitan area and a special administrative region of China. The question is, the People's Republic of China obtained Hong Kong in 1997 from? Summarize.
China warning the U.S.
In this cartoon, you'll see that China is a dragon, and there is a billboard that says, "Democracy for Hong Kong, freedom of choice." And you can see the China dragon is aggressive and is trying to burn down the sign of democracy. In this cartoon, you'll see the tank with the large missile on it, obviously showing the military strength of China, says, "We're bringing everyone along." And dragging behind the tank is a protester who is tied by his feet and holding up a sign that says Hong Kong democracy. The militaristic power of mainland China and the protests of what the people of Hong Kong want, which is democracy. In this cartoon, you have the red carpet of communism being rolled out from China towards Hong Kong, and you'll see there are people pushing on the red carpet on both sides. And obviously on the side of Hong Kong, the people are pushing against it, trying to keep the red carpet of communism from overtaking all of the people who are demonstrating for democracy, where the Chinese government wish to point that out. So the question is, in this cartoon, the PRC, that's the People's Republic of China, is trying to roll out the red carpet of communism. What is the reaction of Hong Kong, and why are they reacting this way? So you're going to look right here to see how are the people of Hong Kong reacting. China and Taiwan, which is this island. Circle in the text the relationship between Taiwan and the PRC. The PRC is what we commonly call China. That's the big country. And then underline aspects of the U.S.-Taiwan relationship. Taiwan is officially known as the Republic of China. The political status of Taiwan remains uncertain. Taiwan is claimed by the People's Republic of China, mainland China, which refuses diplomatic relations with countries that recognize the ROC. Domestically, some parties in Taiwan want eventual Chinese unification, and others push for independence and promote Taiwanese identity. The United States remains one of the main allies of Taiwan, and through the Taiwan Relations Act passed in 1979, has continued selling arms and providing military training to Taiwan. This situation continues to be an issue for the People's Republic of China, which considers U.S. involvement disruptive to the stability of the region. The official position of the United States is that the PRC is expected to use no force or threaten to use force against Taiwan, and the Republic of China is to exercise prudence in managing all aspects of cross-strait relations. Both sides refrain from performing actions or espousing statements that would unilaterally alter Taiwan's status. In this political cartoon, you have mainland China, People's Republic of China, shown as a really large, aggressive dragon, and the smaller Taiwan as one that is on a leash that is being held by China. And as you can see, they're shooting fire at it. And Taiwan is maybe not trying to get away, but definitely wants to stay away from the aggressive part of China. In this cartoon on Taiwan, it says, according to the political cartoon, what is China most concerned about in regards to Taiwan? And so here is the island of Taiwan, and then back here in the background is mainland China. And you see China has built a Great Wall. which it's not really there, of course, but in the cartoon, it's the idea that the mainland China has built this large wall around Taiwan, and it's labeled anti-secessionist law, cessation law. And that's because the anti-secession law is a law of the People's Republic of China passed in 2005. And it formalized the long-standing policy of the PRC to use non-peaceful means against Taiwan's independence movement in the event of a declaration of independence. So the idea that they're trying to keep them contained, they don't want them to become independent. In this cartoon, you're to explain how the cartoon represents the relationship between the U.S. and Taiwan, and what event is the cartoon referencing. So here we have these 3 tanks that are labeled China. We have this man here who's labeled Taiwan, and a larger tank labeled as the United States. So clearly we are behind Taiwan, we're backing them, and we have a much bigger military force than the power of China. And what event is it referencing? Well, if you remember last week, you saw about the tank man and the protests in Tiananmen Square, where one man stood out there and protest against the Chinese government. And so that's what it's referencing. The last one is on China and North Korea. So here we have just the legs of a really, really big and powerful China, and then this short little North Korea guy who's hiding behind China. So China's providing him some place to hide, and now he's sticking his head out and making fun and sticking his tongue out and, being kind of, mean. And he can do that because he hides behind China. In this cartoon, we have Xi Jinping. He's the current leader of China. We have Kim Jong-un, who's the current leader of North Korea. And you'll see he's the coach with the whistle, and he's the kid. So it's the idea that China acts as sort of a parent to North Korea. And you'll see Kim Jong-un says, ready to play with the big boys. So the fact that China has his arm around him, you're supposed to explain how the last 2 cartoon slides depict the relationship between China and North Korea. In this political cartoon, we have a rocket which says North Korea rolls on it. This is the flag of North Korea. And then we have this man here who's supposed to be Kim Jong-un, and in the military man who says, to fire, press here, and the U.S. goes ballistic. So based on this political cartoon, what is the United States most concerned about in regards to North Korea? In this cartoon, you're going to label the United States, South Korea, China, and North Korea on the cartoon. So you have 2 different countries who are sitting on the benches, who are pretending not to look at each other, who are mad or upset at each other. Each of them's holding a leash to a little dog. Each dog represents one of the Koreas. So you want to look for who do we support, who does China support. That's how you'll label them. You'll notice the dogs are trying to be friendly with each other, but the United States and China, we're limited in how much we want them to get along. Oops. I'm going to go back. North Korea. Here, you're going to list and describe at least 4 details that the clip provides about the relationship between the U.S. and China. Be sure your details are specifically from the video clip. I'm sorry, it should be U.S. and North Korea. So in here, you're going to write about what the U.S. and North Korea, how our relationship, and you'll put that on your answer. This is just for fun, since nobody can get good haircuts these days. So in North Korea, men and women have a choice of just 15 approved hairstyles. At least that's what they claim. And these are 2 examples of photographs that were taken in North Korea of what are considered acceptable haircuts for women and for men.